Dorohedoro Season 2 ends in a way that perfectly reminds us why this series is so special. Right until the very last episode, the story keeps moving at a fast pace, constantly revealing new mysteries while creating even bigger ones. But as amazing as the ending is, it also leaves us with a lot of questions. Who exactly is Caiman? Is he Aikawa? Is it a Cross-Eyes Boss? Are they all the same person, or are they completely different individuals sharing the same body? What will happen to Risu, and who is the mysterious spirit that continues to appear alongside him? And perhaps the most heartbreaking question of all, what about Natsuki? After everything that happened, is she truly dead? If the ending left you confused, don't worry. In this video, I'll break down everything that happened, explain the biggest mysteries, and answer all of these questions. So, with that said, let's begin. The biggest question after the finale is probably this: are Caiman, Aikawa, and the Cross-Eyes Boss actually the same person? The short answer is yes. The series gives us multiple pieces of evidence that all three are connected to the same body. The clearest proof comes after N uses his magic on Caiman. When Caiman's lizard face disappears and his original face is restored, he is revealed to have Aikawa's face. Even Nikaido immediately recognizes him as Aikawa. However, despite having Aikawa's appearance, Caiman still has no memory of being him. Then there's the final scene. We literally see another being emerge from inside Aikawa's body. Later, when Cross-Eyes Boss appears again, he wears the exact same jacket Aikawa was wearing. This strongly suggests that the person who emerged was actually the Cross-Eyes Boss. So yes, the evidence points to one conclusion: Caiman, Aikawa, and the Cross-Eyes Boss all share the same body. But here's where things get complicated. Even though they share a body, they are not the same person mentally. Caiman is the version we know throughout most of the story. He loves gyoza, considers Nikaido his closest friend, and spends his life trying to uncover the truth about his identity. Aikawa is completely different. He is much more carefree, enjoys messing around, and is known as Risu's best friend. And then there's the Cross-Eyes Boss, whose personality is far darker and more mysterious than either of them. What's even stranger is that none of these personalities seem fully aware of the others. Each one lives as if they are their own separate individual, despite existing within the same body. So the real answer isn't that they are one person, it's that they are three different individuals connected to a single body. As for how that's possible and why it happened in the first place, I can't reveal it yet, as it will be a spoiler. But all I can do say is that the truth behind their existence is tied to some major characters involving Ebisu, Caiman, and Nikaido. And that's the story the next season will explore in much greater detail. Another major mystery that the finale leaves us with is the identity of Risu. Throughout the series, whenever Caiman catches a sorcerer, a mysterious figure appears inside his mouth, checks the victim's face, and asks the famous question, "Are you the one?" For a long time, viewer had no idea who this person was or why he was connected to Caiman. Then we got the answer that the man inside Caiman's mouth is actually Risu's spirit, or more specifically, a supernatural entity known as Curse. By the end of the season, Curse is no longer trapped inside Caiman and has returned to Risu's own body. But that creates an entirely new question. If Curse was inside Caiman all this time, who put him there in the first place and why? To understand that, we first need to understand Risu's magic. Unlike most sorcerers, Risu possesses curse magic. This type of magic remained dormant for most of his life because he never had a reason to use it. However, when Risu was brutally murdered and decapitated, something extraordinary happened. In his final moments, his overwhelming desire for revenge activated his magic. The smoke generated by the hatred and obsession took on a life of its own, creating an independent ghost-like entity made entirely from his vengeance. That entity became Curse. This is why Curse constantly searched for Risu's killer. Its entire existence was born from Risu's final wish for revenge. As for why Curse ended up inside Caiman's mouth specifically, I can't explain it yet, as revealing the answer would dive into major spoiler territory. So for now, all I can say that is, it is heavily connected to Aikawa and the Cross-Eyes Boss. In the ending, we also see that Risu is now with Nikaido and Kawajiri after awakening. This sets up an interesting dynamic for the future because it's still unclear whether Risu will choose to cooperate with them or follow his own agenda. The truth behind the connection is one of the biggest mysteries still left unresolved, and it's something the story will explore much more deeply in the next season. One of the saddest moments in the finale is Natsuki's death, and because this is Dorohedoro, a world where people have survived seemingly impossible injuries and powerful magic can even bring the dead back, many viewers are wondering, is Natsuki really gone? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. Natsuki is permanently dead. Part of what makes her death so shocking is that Dorohedoro had always had a strange relationship with death. We have seen characters survive horrific injuries, and we have seen people return from situations that looked completely hopeless. So naturally, many fans expected there might be some loophole that could save her, but what happened to Natsuki was very different. The Cross-Eyes Boss didn't simply kill her, he completely dismantled her body in order to extract, refine, and consume her magic smoke for his own power. In other words, he didn't just take her life, he took the very source of her magic as well. This makes her situation far more irreversible than most deaths we have seen in the series. And unlike the N family, the Cross-Eyes don't have access to powerful healing or resurrection abilities. They don't have resources, influence, or someone like Kukurage who can casually bring people back from the brink of death. For people like Dokuka and the rest of the Cross-Eyes, there is simply no miracle waiting around the corner. What makes the situation even more heartbreaking is what happens afterward. Natsuki's remains are hidden away, leaving her friends completely unaware of her fate. Characters like Dokuga are left trapped in the darkness without any real answers, never getting the chance to properly say goodbye or even give her a burial. That's what makes her death hit so hard. Natsuki wasn't a major powerhouse or an unstoppable fighter, she was one of the most relatable and sympathetic members of the Cross-Eyes, someone who genuinely cared about the people around her, which is why her sudden death feels less like a shocking plot twist and more like a painful reminder of how cruel and unpredictable the world of Dorohedoro can be. So as tragic as it is, the anime gives us a pretty clear answer. Natsuki is gone and there is no indication that she'll be coming back. And honestly, that's what makes Dorohedoro such a special series. The deeper you dive into the story, the more layers you uncover. What starts off as a simple mystery about a man with a lizard head slowly transforms into a massive web of interconnected secrets involving identities, memories, revenge, magic, and fate itself. Every answer the series gives you seems to create two new questions, and somehow it never feels frustrating. Instead, it makes the world feel richer and more alive. Even after this season, there are still so many mysteries left to explore. All of these storylines are only scratching the surface of what Dorohedoro has to offer. And if the adaptation continues to follow the source material faithfully, Season 3 is going to deliver that same feeling all over again. So huge credit to MAPPA for bringing such a unique story to life. In an era where many anime can feel familiar, Dorohedoro remains a genuine breath of fresh air. Its bizarre world, unforgettable characters, dark humor, and layered storytelling make it unlike almost anything else out there. And honestly, if this season proved anything, it is that the best is still yet to come. But that's just my explanation of the ending. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the finale and which mystery you are most excited to see answered in Season 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.